Through the course, we have seen the power of the play of life that transfers a narrative into a picture. I'm going to share with you an expansion of that on another tool we have that is called rCompass, in which we move or we transfer the information from that 3D simulation picture into a way of measuring relationships literally. Relationships are very hard to analyze because they are emotional and they are subjective. But Moreno created sociometry, that is a way to measure society. So we connect the play of life with rCompass, that is an application that measures relationships. And we are going to use a case study for you to have a look at the possibilities that this combination has. The case study is called the McKay family, and it's a situation where a father came to therapy and I said, can you please help us with our daughter? His daughter, we call Zoe, and the problem they have with her in their mind is that she has become sexually active very young, involving with the wrong people, involving drugs, and lifestyles that is so different to what they aspire for their family. So the idea was how to help, or fix, in inverted commas, their daughter. So we explained to them that in the way we work is thinking the family as a system, that is not just her, but she's part of a system. So he agreed with that. He was an IT engineer, so he knew very well about systems thinking. So he agreed with that, and we created this situation. Now, in the level 1 of the play of life, we learn to do what I'm going to show you with the father. That is the application of the play of life with an individual person. We talk about relationship, but working with one individual. In the level 2, we teach how to do it with a family or with a group. So I'm going to show you how this father, the McKay family, was invited to, instead of saying, tell me more about it, we asked them, show me. And he did that using the play of life. After that, we said, we would like to have a look at the dynamics into the family, and with that we used the rCompass. So in the other video, I'm going to show you also how the information from the play of life can be used in the rCompass to be able to have a better look at what happened in relationships. And I'm going to show you now how the father of the McKay family presented his picture of the family using the play of life in an online session. So this is the play of life app, and I'm going to open the scenario he created. As we mentioned before, in level 2, we teach how to use the same process with the whole family, but now it's just the picture of the father. We press open. In the play of life, he depicted himself in the corner, very busy with his work, his wife on the other side, Zoe in the corner facing in one way, one son looking in, one son looking out, and he places his mother in the middle. So this is the picture that he has in his mind. And as we saw before in the play of life, we also ask him, what is your ideal family? And he says, well, this is what I'm aiming to have a better relationship with my wife, with my children, and I hope Zoe will start coming into the family, and I want my mother to love her, but to have her in the right space, not in the center. So this is the picture that Tom, the father of the family, has in his play of life. And this is the dynamic that he works in his therapy in how to deal with that. So I leave this with you without interpreting what is happening here, but for you to have a look at this and for you to see what do you think that is happening in this family. I will open up this big picture for you to have a look, and you may like to put yourself in each one of these roles. And I said, how do I feel in that family? But also looking from outside, this is something so powerful in the play of life that we can see from outside. We can see ourselves from outside, and to see what do you see in this family. So this is the power of the play of life, that in 3D it captures the attention in few minutes, and that creates the possibility of the visualization of the situation. Now with this information, then we move to the rCompass, and the rCompass will give us another information what is happening in between that. Let's go there. And this is rCompass. You're going to have the links to be able to play with this, but there is also a course where you can learn how to use the rCompass method. So we start with the empty scenario and we go to the dashboard. This is the scenario that Tom creates after creating the play of life. This is the rCompass that is based on sociometry created by Moreno. Sociometry means sociometry, how to measure relationships, something very powerful. In this case, Tom uses this stage and created his family. In sociometric terms, this is called social atom. The social atom of Tom in his family. And he creates what happened in between people. In the play of life, we see the 3D representation. Now we see what happened in between them. And we enlarge the relationships and we see different colors. The colors is green, it means a good relationship. Red means a problematic relationship, and black, indifferent. And the relationship that happen between people, as we see here, for example, in the bottom between Mark and Keith, one feels good towards the other, but Tom perceives that Keith feels indifferent towards Mark. So looking at these relationships, we can have a visual picture of what happened in this family. From, of course, in this case, Tom's views. Just for you to know, in this case, Tom's views about the family was very similar to what everybody else created later on in the family therapy. So when you look at this here, what do you see? What is the first impression, visual impression that you have? So all of this, we learn more about that when we learn about the rCompass. And I like to mention that the power of this application has been done by our IT engineer, Antonio Cruz. He's a genius in doing these things. And this picture presents Tom. In this application, we can move the people from in different positions and put Tom in one side, the mother on the top, Zoe in the other side, Mark and Keith, the children, and the relationship between them, and he put his mother in the middle. And if you can see, the size of the mother and the size of Zoe are bigger than the other people. So in that case, the rCompass allows you to show the influence that different people, different forces may have in the family. And we can write here the comments that the person may have. That in psychodrama is called soliloquy. When I put myself in those places, what do I feel? So that gives us an amazing information in how to be in the other person's shoes and see how the person may feel. The power of this technique is that underneath this there is an algorithm. And that algorithm creates what we have here on the side, what is called a relationship capital index, or RCI. Is the measure is from 1 to 5, or 0 to 5. 0, very low, or it can also be negative, and 5, the highest. In this case, for Tom, his family has a relationship capital index of 0.83. And I didn't mention before that these relationships in the middle, that we say that there are good, problematic, or neutral, this is what Moreno calls the tele, what happened in between us. In rCompass, then we can go underneath what is happening here, and we find the report. And the report gives us an objective picture of what is happening. In this case, it says that the rCompass, the relationship capital index, is 83. And there's a message there that says that this relationship is critical. But then we can have a click here, and we have the RC, or the relationship capital index, of every person. What is the relational power or energy that each person contributes in the family? In this case, the one who has the highest level is Mark. Now, you can see a number besides each person. This number is aligned to the Enneagram, something we are not teaching here, but for people who knows the Enneagram, it helps us to have a better understanding of the forces or the way that this person may interact. In this case, the highest level of RCI is in Mark, and the lowest is in Zoe, that is minus 1.5. So usually the focus of therapy goes to the person with the lowest relationship capital index. So in that case, the father says, can we fix, in inverted commas, Zoe? And as we mentioned, we look at this as the whole system. But this highlights also Mark, that Mark is possible that he may be carrying a lot of the weight of this family. So Mark is somebody that this is highlighted here to have a look at, because this is a person who could burn out, could carry too much weight on the family. So this is a picture of the rCompass, and here it shows the type of relationships they have. And also, I didn't mention before, it's very important to know between people who is extroverted or introverted, because sometimes we have tensions between people, and it's just because we are different. And knowing that help us to say, oh, that person is acting like that because he's an extrovert, not because doesn't like me or has a big ego. It could have a big ego too, but it's not the point. So the rCompass allows us to go, we can say, under the skin of the person and identify a lot of qualities or characteristics the person has to be able to understand the system better. And then each person can be analyzed in the level of communication, with who the person relates, and also we add something that is very important that we saw in the course, that is the active role theory. So each person will have here written what is the role they are playing in the family. So as you can see, the rCompass is a very powerful tool that allows, in this case, the person, Tom, to have an objective view of what is happening in the family and to see, well, this is what it is. So he can, from this place, visualize, as we did in the play of life, visualize his ideal. What is the ideal that he's like to aim to? His desire. What does he need to do? And what the family needs to happen in the family to be able to achieve that. And something important is that each person will be able to create how they see the family from different individual parts of the family. And the rCompass also create a multiple view to be able to capture how each member of the family sees the system, that how each member of the family sees their social atom. So we can see here the present situation has an RCI of 0.83, but in Tom's heart is, I think we can do better than that. We can go to 383 at least. So this is the combination of the two tools, and I'd like to invite you to dig into a little bit more, reading the articles, the journal articles about it, so you can learn more about it and be in touch with us so we can teach you how to use these wonderful applications.